So today we are going to speak of another infinitive form. So for the French regular, infinitive verb endings with RE. So we need to write our date and then our hello to know the verb endings of regular RE verbs. In French, the verb changes to match the person or the pronoun that you are talking about, just like in English. This is why you have, for the verb to be, you have different forms depending on the subject or the pronoun of the person you are talking about. So, I am, you are, he or she is. As you can see, the verb changes a lot from am, are, is, and back to are. You have the same in French, except it changes a lot. Regular verbs ending in RE have the following, they all follow the following rule when you're going to conjugate them according for each pronoun. So remember the infinitive of the to-do form, the form of the verb that you will find in the dictionary. And so these are some examples here of verbs ending in RE. What I mean by that is that for the infinitive form you just have RE, and we've also seen previously the ER and the IR verb, which are also regular verbs, and this is the third group, the verbs ending in RE. For example, attendre, to wait or to wait for; perdre, to lose; répondre, to answer; vendre, to sell, which we will look into more details soon; and fondre, to melt. So, the infinitive form of the verb vendre, to sell. So as you can see, the verb infinitive ends with RE. Spoke about this idea of the stem of a plant or of a flower, which remains the same and doesn't change. So for vendre, to sell, you will always have the VEND after you remove the RE from the infinitive. So you need therefore to add the correct endings for each person that you're talking about, or for each pronoun, for each subject. So for je, which means I, you're going to add an S. The same for tu, which means you. For he and for she, il or elle, you're just going to have the stem, you're not going to add anything. And for one as well, or on as well. For nous, which means we, you're going to have the stem of the verb, so it will be VEND plus ONS. For vous, which is you for plural or the polite form, you're going to have the stem of the verb plus EZ. For they, which is il or elle, you're going to have the stem of the verb plus the ending ENT. So you have the stem plus the verb ending which matches the pronoun. So for vendre, you will have to remove the RE. Vendre is the infinitive, so you just remove the RE from the infinitive, and this is going to be your stem, VEND, and that is the form of the verb that will not change. We compared it to the stem of a flower or of a plant, which does not change, but the top part, the petals, will change. They will die, they will grow, and so on and so forth. So for je, the matching ending will be S. It's the same for tu. For il, elle, or on, you're not going to add anything. For nous, you're going to add ONS. For vous, you're going to add EZ to the stem. For il et elle, you're going to add ENT to the stem. In practical, so I put here the reminder of the little rule for RE verbs that we just spoke about. So your stem, we all said that for vendre you remove the RE and you're left with VND, which you will find everywhere. And then you have your pronouns, and I put the matching pronouns. For je is I, tu is you, il, elle, on, he, she, or one, nous is we, vous is you, and il or elle means they. So this is split in two if you like. This is the top part, three are the singular and the bottom three are the plural, but if you see, you just put the plural form of je is nous, the plural form of tu is vous, and the plural form, or il, elle, or on, is il or elle with an S. Okay. So as the plural for I is we, the plural for you singular is you plural, and the plural form for he, she, or one is they. So you're just going to add the endings. So for je et tu, you're going to add the S to the stem. For vent, you're not going to add anything. For nous, ONS. For vous, IZ. For il, elle, INT. So if you like to repeat after me, je vends, tu vends, il, elle, on vend. So you do not say the D and you do not say the S. So it is pronounced basically the same. Because as we said, in French, you will not say the consonants at the end of a word. So these three are pronounced the same, although don't forget the S for the je et tu vends. Then for nous, it becomes nous vendons. For vous, vous vendez. Ils, elles vendent. And this you will pronounce as a silent E, so vend, but you do not pronounce again the consonant, the N and the T. And it means je vends means I sell, tu vends means you sell, and so on and so forth, down to ils, elles vendent, which means they sell. If we take another verb, répondre, this time again you need to remove the RE from the infinitive of the verb. Répondre means to answer. And if we do this together, you need to add for each pronoun, you need to add the matching ending. So for je, you're going to have a S. For il or elle, you're not going to add anything, so it stays the same. For nous, you're going to add ONS to the stem, which shows répond, the black part, which doesn't change. For vous, you're going to add IZ. And for il, elle, is the same, you're going to add INT. So we're going to say it together, je réponds, tu réponds, il, elle répond. So the pronunciation is not changing. Then but the spelling does change for those two. And then nous répondons, vous répondez, il, elle répondent. So don't forget, you have the stem by removing the RE. And the stem does not change, so that stays the same. And for perdre, which means to lose, again you remove the RE from the stem, from the infinitive. So you're left with the stem, which is perdre. And you will have the stem that doesn't change, and then you will simply need to add the correct endings from the stable, and then the plural now, ONS, IZ. So if you want to say je perds, tu perds, il, elle perd, nous perdons, vous perdez, il, elle perdent.